Larry is my name. A podcaster, an entertainer. I do so many things, but today I'm gonna be talking about spheres of influence. Are you guys aware of the spheres of influence we have? Well, there are 7. The boxes are like guides to let you know which spheres exist. So, as we are today, Shiku M and Nyakeru, we are launching projects that will impact the society. I know if you remember the protest. You guys remember the protest last year, right? Yeah, this year. It was this year. Oh man, I'm not old. But anyway, the protest, the main thing that we were talking about was Occupy, Occupy, Occupy. So today is just a start of a journey to kickstart that occupying journey. I feel like the protest should not be a one-day thing, should be continuous. It's a life thing. So like I feel like we're put in a pedestal that we're supposed to attack purpose. Each one of us have a kind of purpose. And so that's basically what we're going to be highlighting today. And there are 7 spheres, as I said. So I forgot to thank Zia for the wonderful work she did right here. Makofi kwake. Makofi kwake. May you occupy that sphere. Occupy that sphere. Don't be. I feel you're talented in that area, and I believe I have a grace for podcast or for speaking, and I wish you can do the same. You have enough impact to do the same, and you know, the most important thing I think in life is speaking, because if you're an avid Bible reader like I am, God spoke things into existence. So like us as people, we're supposed to dominate, and the only way you can dominate, the only way something can become reality is by you speaking it. And the more you speak of it, the more it becomes. So I recognize that we were supposed to start at 2. I don't know. Is it that we are Nairobians? Time is heavy. So maybe is it because it's a Sunday? I don't know. But here's the thing, guys. I'd like this to be interactive. Open up, because what we're going to speak about is not a me thing, it's an our thing. As I said, there are 7 spheres of influence. Maybe through the guide of the box, you guys can tell me what you see. What sphere of influence do you see? Okay, let me just say it. So one of them is education, church, which is religion, but I specified it as church, and then there's education. I said education. So there's education. There's media and arts. There's politics. There's which one else? So there is entertainment, there's education, there's government, there's media, and there's family. I think the closest that we have right now where we can have impact is family, because none of us does not exist in a family. Yeah, so with that said, I'd like to really narrow down on that family perspective. And I've done a few videos on the same. Zia has also been part of it, Asante Tena. But yeah, so I feel that family, we are able to occupy that sphere without much work, you know. Um, Now, I don't know about having children. If you have children around, there is how as a family, as a unit of a family, there's a setup of, do I say programming? I don't know what to say, but a kind of thing where it's a listening thing. The child listens, watches, and really replicates what you're doing. Like if you're tough, they become tough or something of that sort. So I feel like this family sphere is where mindsets are set, is how you think, what you think you can get to, and what you think you can't get to. And that being the case, I think family is very integral. I don't know about you. Does anyone think that family is important? Maybe a show of hands to break the monotony. Yeah, so family is very important. And I think one of the fears or spheres that have been attacked the most, I say it's family. If you look at the narrative of the New World Order, family seems to be the most attacked. I don't know about you, but the same marriages thing, the same marriages thing, homosexuals and all those things, they seem to be propagating a narrative that family is not really important and it doesn't really matter. And you see, by that, a frame is set up. And not for our generation, maybe we might not get affected, but the next generation that is coming is really wanting, yeah? Really wanting. And so I'd like to beseech you, because this fear is for all of us. This Kenya or this world is for all of us. I think the Bible says somewhere, dominion is ours, yeah? And by the way, there's something I noted in the Bible, somewhere in Genesis 1:26. Yeah? It says, subdue the earth. I'm not going to say it word for word, but it talks about subduing the world, I think the basic principles of life are generally from Genesis. Yeah, and so since they are from there, it's like a launch pad to what you're to get to, maybe in the family sphere. So like one of the things I feel about family, or the attacks I see from the family sphere, is, I said, the marriages, and then a bone of contention. I don't know even how to bring it out well without causing jitters. Forgive me, but I feel this one is heavy. I feel from the Constitution, during Moi's time, pushed for the girl child. And I think the equation was not balanced. I don't know if you feel the same. Does anyone of you feel the same? Do you feel like there's an imbalance in society? Yeah. An imbalance between gentlemen, ladies, that imbalance of the equation that I feel that if really people wanted to do something that would be good for the whole generation, they wouldn't profile it. If we are saying girl child empowerment, there must also be something for the boy child that does the same thing. So I feel First of all, one of the things that I'm very one of the things that's close to my heart is governance. And I believe governance starts with you and me. So, as Kenyans, or should I give myself as an example? I think governance is very integral, that everything we do balances on governance. Everything we do balances on governance, and it affects everything. It affects your finances, it affects your marriage, it affects your... All these standards are set by the government, and I feel generally there's an agenda that does not benefit all of us. And this agenda is through laws. I don't know if you guys can connect. I know if you guys have studied the laws that have been coming in of recent. I feel like it's a staircase of where we're going to be in next years. Or let me use an example, like in the new medical thing. Are you guys aware that you can only have 2 children if you're getting through the... I can't remember, but the medical thing, you can only have 2 pregnancies. Beyond that, it's on you. And it's a propagation of... I think it's... In Genesis 1, again, I'll go back to there. It says, multiply, fill the earth, and all that. And I feel like it's counter. It's counter that. It's counter fill. It's counter... It's like a depopulation agenda. And I feel that the first thing people keep saying is, hey, governance, hiyo iko na wenyewe, hiyo ni pali chafu, you know. It's for guys who are business guys and all that. And I feel us, wherever we are, we have the ability to start with us, then it replicates to others, yeah? And yeah, so I feel like the laws are setting a standard, or they have a way of bringing about something, morality in line. And if that makes sense, like morality is legislated, is what I mean to say. Like they can say lying is right, and it will be right. You get? They can say where you are is government property, and so you should leave, you know? I feel governance is a place that all of us should play a role in, because I believe that governance is for all of us, and it begins with us, yeah? So again, I look at other spheres like the media and arts. How many of you remember a certain season in your life based on the music you had of that time? Yeah. I'll be Ntajianika. I was this guys of hip hop. So there's the Big Popper. I don't know if you guys have heard of him. And he would rap very, very well. But in hindsight, as I sit and recollect what I was listening to, it perpetuated a narrative that, yeah, tough guys are the guys, you know? Like money is the thing, you know? And I think it's not. And I think it's a propagation of sweet fabricated things. I don't know how to explain, but it looks shiny. It's a shiny object, but when you get closer, it's no longer shiny. You now get to hear what these guys are saying. Like again, I'll still stick with music was the media and arts. And actually, music music is in entertainment. It's not in media. So like there is always an agenda that is set. So like I'd like you as a listener or as a person integrate this word very hard. My tongue will maybe slide off, but interrogate. Did I do it good? Yeah, interrogate what you're listening to. Yeah. And like, is this really it? Because there are songs I love, love, love. The beat is so sweet. But when you listen to the words, you're like, should I really copy that? Or should I really ingest that? And it's a point of reflection. Is what I'm listening of value, Is it of value? Will it edify me? What will it feed my mind? Because sometimes, I don't know about you, but curse words, I know vital a bit, but I think curse words came from hip hop. I don't know about you, but I feel, it's subtle, and in fact, one of my what do I call him? One of my what do I call him? One of the people I look up to keeps saying this, and he has said it so many times, that any wrong thing, like, let me use the context of the Bible. Like, I hope you guys can relate to the story of the apple and Adam and Eve and all that. And one of the things this guy keeps saying is called Joseph Destiny. He keeps saying, how does he say it? Did he really say, that thing of, did he really say that middle tree there is out of bounds? Did he really say? And you see, it's very subtle. You can't see it, fam. You can't see it with goggles or whatever you have. You can't really see it until you interrogate it. You find out where is this coming from? What can I do about it? Yeah, and music has that. It says it on reason. It on reason. It's the beat, the flow. It comes in like a flood. By the time you know it, you're wherever you are. I don't know about you, but any vice you see, is it kuchana miraa? Is it smoking? Is it clubbing? Is it all that? Even Christianity itself is, when you sit somewhere or when you view it from outside, you notice that there is singing. And singing, I think in the Bible times, songs, as I said, songs of, let me use like songs of Solomon or something of that sort. I don't think they were really tunes, but they were words, like words that were sequential in manner, something like a poem. And it's, as I said earlier, words are creations. Like, words are like, they make that into reality. Whatever you're thinking or whatever you're envisioning, once you put it into words, it starts actualizing. Tell you what, when I was thinking of starting the podcast, oh my goodness, I was in a forum in the beginning of the year, and I said, hey, fam, I'll do a podcast this year, and I don't know how it will be. I don't know how it will happen, but it will happen. And things led to another, and it happened. And it started slow, very slow, very. It hasn't even peaked yet. I haven't yet started getting understanding about it, but yet it's already moving to the place that you can come through and listen, and it's a slow pace. It's a slow pace, and as you know, everything starts slowly. Everything starts slowly, and again, I'll go back to the Bible again. The creation story, it took time, and everything was there purposefully, Everything was there purposefully. Like, the sun did not come before something that needed it. Or we were created almost last, And all these things that were created before us seemed to serve us, seemed to be what we are supposed to subdue already, So it comes in steps, movements. That's why I keep saying, when you're somewhere and you want to go far, you start slowly, and it moves, and it sequences into something that has been created and is live and direct, And so my call for you is to push you to occupy your specific sphere of influence. I don't know what it is for you. And today, by the I as we're doing this, it's just a show of the spheres we have occupied. We're not really ready for it, but I remember that do it afraid. Move. It's always about movement. Because as movement starts, you generate, you move, and it's a step, and it moves. So start, whatever you have. Can you write a book? Start. Can you do sports? Start. Do you want to start a channel? Start. Business? Start. Don't overthink it. If you overthink it, it blocks you from what you need to see. So one of the things about life is there's always an exchange of value. And I don't like to look at money as money. I look at money as an exchange of value. It doesn't have really to be money. I think one of the first things people will say when you want to get to somewhere and you're not yet there, you'll always say, money is the reason. I don't have enough funds to do this. I don't have enough to do this and the other. And as I said, life is sequential. The value is almost lost. By the time people note that this is value, it has taken a lot of time, a lot of effort. Yeah, and I think generally life is growth. I don't know. I saw a video somewhere of a seed being dropped to the ground and how it shoots up. And the first thing that the seed sees is darkness. I'm not sure it sees, but I think that from my view, I say that it's fully darkness. You can't see nothing until the first shoot is there. Yeah, and until that first shoot is there, there's so much that has been done for it to replicate and become what it is now, like a plant or rice or whatever it is, And like, I'm speaking about the sphere of influence of economics. And economics is so broad, and we think We are part of the economy, by the way. Newsflash. We're part of the economy. And economy is just based on things moving, money moving hands, exchange of value, as I said. So, like, I know some of you are believing God for an open door somewhere. And I know one of the interesting things about economics is solving problems. Economics is based on solving problems. You solve a problem, you get a reward for it. And it's law. It's if you solve that problem, that situation is solved. Now, like, let's say, based on the laws that are passing now, there is gaps somewhere. Like, let's say, as I said, you're allowed to, according to that law, you're allowed to only have a maximum of 2 children. Let me use another example. Okay, there are laws, certain laws that, as I said, laws are what sets the standard. So, like, say, like 16% VAT, or let me say, like, something of that sort. The VAT is extremely high, you know? So, like, since it's high, this other side, like, you can solve that problem of, this thing is very expensive. How about I reduce it and I give it more value? And you see, as I said earlier, again, economics is just based on exchange of value. So I don't know what value proposition you have in your life. I don't know, but occupy a space. Don't just let things slide. You know, I was thinking, I just didn't say it. I remember during the election time, I was so fast at blaming this guy. This guy keeps getting handshakes. This leadership is not the way it's supposed to be, you know? And I'm so fast to complain. I'm complaining so fast. I'm the first one to complain. And if you ask me, what are you doing about it? And I always sit and think, what am I doing about it? And I really want you guys to understand that there are consequences for you not occupying your sphere of influence. Newsflash, there are consequences. Maybe bad leadership. Just because we didn't consequently check what is right, what is wrong, what can we do about it. And as I said, it's so subtle, there's nothing I can do about it. Imagine there's something you can do about it. There is. You can read the laws. You can use your small channel or your WhatsApp status and say, hey, this is wrong. That's where media comes in, by the way. I think one of the things I like about media is it shapes narratives. As I said, I'd like this to be interactive. Media. So tell me, guys, what do you think of this country called Somalia? What is your opinion of it? Is anyone willing to tell me what they know about that country? All right, let me use another example. Okay, Sudan. What do you know about Sudan? Black people. Another thing.
They don't love their country.
What do you know about Congo?
Gold. Bleaching.
Bolingo Nangai. Oh my goodness. What is that? What is that joke floating around of Kasongo? But anyway, so like it sets your narrative of a particular place. Kwanza this one, I don't know. I'm waiting for to hear what you guys will say. The US of A. What do you think of it?
Money. Wealth. Dollars.
Oh my goodness. Kwanzaa, there is this one, Empire State. I forget what the lyrics say, but it says, in New York. I can't remember the lyrics. The streets will inspire you and all that glam. I think media is set in a way that it can hide so many things. It has the possibility of hiding anything. In fact, one of the things about media, the headlines you see, they have gone through so many checks and balances. Checks and balances. You go to this one, he tells you, this one is not good. Let's take another one. This headline doesn't seem sweet. This headline is not calling anyone. You know? And the media has a lot of power, guys. Tell you what, those protests that I said earlier, what really sparked that? What do you guys remember about? What sparked that? Twitter, man. Twitter Spaces, you guys. We were asking the right questions. But as I said, I feel if each one of us occupied our sphere of influence and based it on morality, what is right? And according to who? Because as you can see now, let me tell you guys about church. Hey, I know I might be highlighted on this, but church, I'm about to start crying because I feel if church was doing the right things, and I know no system is perfect, but these spheres would have been better occupied by Christians, I dare say it, because the only religion that can handle all of us, or all our opinions is Christianity. It can allow you to at least exist. But anything against that, it doesn't allow you to exist. In fact, it pressures you down, it pushes you out. I know if you guys can relate with that. I know about you, but okay, let me use an example. I know that in the US, there's a lady who said, I can't remember her name. I can't check it here. I don't want to check on the notes because it will make me disappear. But there's a lady, she said, gay people, she was actually saying the church needs to give way to gay people, you know. The church needs to give way to them. So they need to disappear. Or like, this can't exist without these people. You getting where I'm coming from? Like, media has a way of busting that thing on air, pushing it, letting it pick what it needs to pick. And sometimes I think the government uses smoke screens just to measure. Hii law iko sawa, tuendelee nayo. Nayo, you know, like anguka nayo totally, you know? Like let's move with it. And that time, saa zingine wanapitisha bill ingine tu funny kwa parliament. Saa hiyo wamewafunika macho, 92% of women are sijui making above 100,000. Inakuwa smoke screen, we start talking about it. By the time you've known, they have petitioned a bill that was not to be petitioned. And so, I would like us to occupy this sphere of media. This one is the easiest sphere to occupy. Maybe you guys might argue, but I feel you have Instagram, you have WhatsApp, you have Twitter. Guys, these things are we have TikTok. You can talk about something and it moves. Once a TikTok is just, I don't know, it's disruptive. It disrupts airwaves, it disrupts systems, disrupt thoughts. Like, people that we are not expecting to have numbers on Twitter. On TikTok. and it grows so big, and there are no stopgap measures. And one of the things, by the way, I like about TikTok, it allows thoughts to come out. These other ones, if you speak if you speak against certain things, they're coming for you. Instagram, sijui SG at your gaze, your channel has no impact, And so, as I said, this one is the easiest. Now, I'm a guy, I'm not a very good, some of you might disagree. Banners and all that. There's Canva now. And you don't really have to study how can I draw this logo? How can I make this particular thing? Yeah, you just go to Canva, unatoa tu banner. Guys, let me show you. This to take out podcast things. If the entry for these things would have been like, go to school for 2 years, come out with a degree in I forget what it is, in digital arts and all that. Yeah. But now I can just go to Canva, chora my logo, and it's on. And I can start impacting with that small thing I have. Like, the power that you have on your status. Hata mtu moja tu akiona. It's enough to cause impact. It's enough to cause impact. So, yeah, occupy that sphere. It's the easiest, guys. It's the easiest. Chukua tu video ukisema vitu yenye inafaa. Like, look at something and you're like, this one is wrong. Talk about it. Because, as I said earlier, I remember during the protest, these things were not, I don't know if it was calculated. Maybe it might be calculated. But even in the calculation, it moved. Just basically someone saying, this one is wrong. This is what the law says about this. This is what the law says about the other. So, I have a very interesting verse here. Ephesians 5:11. Anyone who can get there before me, naweza isoma. 5:11. Guys, anyone willing to read? Okay, I'll read it. Please do.
Ephesians 5:11, and it says, have nothing to do with fruitless deeds of darkness, but rather expose them.
Yeah. Guys, if you don't expose these ills, fam, mi kama kuna kitu mi najua, consequences ni rough. If we just talk about occupy, and then umekaa tu na hiyo story imeishia hapo. Hey, you guys. Hey. Now, another one. Jeremiah 29:7. Hopefully I can get there before. Jeremiah 29:7. Anyone?
In Jeremiah 29:7. And seek the peace of the city, where I've caused you to be carried away captive, and pray to the Lord for it, for in its peace you will have peace.
You see, like, in essence, fam, I'm a bit emotional about these things. I might even cry, but mulisema wanaume wafai kulia. Hiyo ndio kitu nasema. Kwanza media inasemanga vijana, anyway, forget about that. Guys, truly, let me tell you guys, if we don't occupy, there's no room for vacuum. The world does not leave vacuum hapo. Hakuna vacuum. Your vacuum ikibaki empty. People occupy, guys. As I said, the laws that I'm seeing coming in, ati sijui unafaa kulipa shamba, sijui land rates. Imagine your shosho analipa land rates. Sa hiyo, yeye anatoka shamba, anarudi kwa sitting room, anafaa alipe land rate. And slowly, these things that I had said in Genesis 1:28. Be fruitful, multiply, fill the earth, subdue it. Here's the thing. I think this is a principle on its own. And I think global functions use it. Yeah? Be fruitful. Yani be productive. I think that what it means. Be productive. And then multiply, increase in quantity. Either in business, in reading the word, or in organizing what is happening in the world, you know? Yeah, and then fill the earth and subdue it. Again, hii kitu unaweza tumia hata kwa biashara. Very interesting. Yesterday, someone in the audience made us do a play. It's called Pay It Forward. Hopefully we will act it. Shiko bana, wapi makofi ya Shiko, you guys? Very interesting, guys. It was so short. But tell you what, as I said earlier, when a plant is growing, darkness kwanza, hauelewi what is going on. By the time uelewe shoot imeshatokea. You know? So like, please. I don't know how to beg you. Sijui nipige magoti. Occupy your sphere of influence, guys. Occupy it. Because with it, narratives are changed. Perspectives are changed. Na acha nikuambia tu ukweli. World systems zinatumia hizo vitu vizuri sana. Very well. Guys, look at the vices that they are promoting. Step by step. Wanaanza na media, wanaingia kwa personality, wanamekua personality so big. And by then, let me tell you guys, have you wondered how come the Kenyan entertainment scene is not doing so well as compared to the US, guys? These guys inject money, loads. They inject it so hard that hiyo kitu yenye unafikiria sasa inakuwa hata si persuasion. Imeshaingia, yani ni kustamp tu. Just stamping, hey, this is what should happen. Na hiyo narrative iko against law vibaya sana. Yeah, so again, another thought that is coming in my mind. Guys, governance. I'll go back to governance again. Something that I saw in governance, hii kitu ya sijui president 5 years, 5 years, anamaliza term yake, anaingia ingine. Inatuchocha sana at the end wako in charge. News flash. Not in charge. Hawako in charge. Hii kitu iliniumiza, but it's okay. I hope you guys mtaumia tu kama mimi. Mkasirike kama mimi. Wacha niseme initoke. Wacha niseme initoke. IMF, guys. Hey, you guys. IMF and these things, the institutions, World Bank. Hey, in Africa, only 3 countries have not picked their loans, and those countries are doing well. Well, they're doing well. They're okay. You can't compare with us at inflation in our chapa 100%. Guys, imagine. In inflation, me by then niwaambia tu kitu moja. I feel, this is my opinion. What? Inflation. Inflation too ni legalized theft. New. My jeez. Hiyo kitu ni annoying. Ati value inapanda. And then I listened to someone called Vusi Thembekwayo. And Vusi keeps talking about mbona nimelose your thought? I forget. I'll revert once I remember. But anyway, where was I? But remind me, inflation. Oh yeah, Vusi was talking about how if you don't have money right now, man, inafaa reflect kwa sababu printing ya cash ilikuwa the most during corona times. Ilikuwa the most. In fact, maybe the highest number of cash was printed during that time. Okay, compare na seasons before. So like, kuna kitu by the way nimeona hii Kenya sahi. By the way, I do deliveries in town. And one thing I can say is there is something about circulation of money. Sijui kama nye mnaona. Mnaona kama pesa ina circulate kama vile ilikuwa na kitambo. Just a thought. Acha nikuambia, I'm a cyclist. And doing deliveries, muenda kila place, anywhere, you know. And I'd say, kitambo kidogo, at least I'd go home with about, let's say 15 deliveries. And I'd be so tired. In fact, I'd get into the house, I wouldn't talk to anyone. Tired, you know. And now as I revisit it now, let me tell you, bana, circulation is almost not there. It's subtle, ni kidogo sana. Unapata leo imeshoot, kesho iko. And I think these things, I don't know about you, but mina feels ziko arranged. Asi wamepanga vitu yao vizuri. Na ni plans wamekuwa nazo for ages, New World Order. Walianza kitambo. Tunafikiria ati huyu president wetu ndio ameanza hizo vitu. Ilianza hata before him. Hizi narratives zilikuwa ziko so subtle. Vile nilikuwa tunasema, did he really say? Ziko subtle. Zinaenda tu polepole, zinakam. Saizi zinatufikia ati tunafaa kulipa land rates. Sijui, kwanza mi siko employed, but na feel for the employed people bana. Almost 50% of your salary inaenda kwa taxes, na hizo taxes hata hazitakusaidia. Man. Kwanza there is this thing of the houses. Ati affordable housing. Wanakata salary yako kujenga nyumba yenye unafaa kununua. Very painful, guys. Sasa ndio nasema, si mnasikia kitu inauma, but hakuna kuzoea. Hapana, hakuna kuzoea. Kuzoea ni occupy hiyo sphere bana. Wacha kusema ati mimi sina degree ya kutosha. Hakuna. Start with where you are. Hata acha na story ati siji kwa MCA. Wacha na hiyo story. Wewe kwa active citizen. Na kama ni Christian bana, sijui nikuambie nini. Wewe una chako. Kwa ile kiti ya enzi. Bado nakuwa amekaa hapo anakuuliza ulitumia nini hiyo time nilikupea. Achana na hata na pesa. The most important thing yani mimi, in my opinion, is time. You lose it. It's gone. Na imeenda. Na shida ni, utaulizwa. Nilikupatia sauti ya kwa MC. Wapi makofi ya MC, by the way? Nilikupatia sauti ya kwa MC, ulifanya nini nayo? Nilikupatia cameras, ulifanya nini nayo? Wapi makofi ya the camera guy pale nyuma? Tunashukuru sana. As I said, mimi nasema Christianity is a community project. Si ati Sunday manenos. Ni community project. Tukilalia. Wengine walali. Wako strategic. Ni kuambia tu kitu moja. The devil is so strategic. Hakuna kitu yene inasema tu, yene inapita tu. Now, one of the pains I feel, maybe nimeshaingia kwa sphere of religion. Watu wangu. Do you know, I was watching a video not long ago. a Baptist church in the US. Man, that church is massive, fam. Ni kubwa. Ni kubwa na iko empty. Hakuna mtu ndani na hakuna kitu inafanya. Iko tu. Na nikusho church tuna invest kwa building. Hey. Sijui tujenge kanisa. Mnajenga inafika huko juu. Wasi wana dwindle kukuja church, our follow up. Hapo ndio pali tunafaa kwa investing in people. Mi kwanza kama kuna kitu naona the world inafanya so well, ni kujenga wasee wao. Unachukua msee wa media, unamtengeneza, na umemtengeneza specifically ukifikiria hiyo narrative unataka kucreate. Unaona? Unamtafuta, unamtengeneza paka he has enough influence ya kusema tuende left na mnaenda left. Wanawatengeneza, lakini tukienda kanisa, wacha tu. Kwanza watu wanaimba mbele, lazima uvae a certain way. Na hakuna hapo hotel mwenye amekuja akasema hizi nguo zenu mnavaa, mimi nitashughulikia. As I said, community project. Christianity ni community project. Usidanganywe. Ni community project, si mimi. Manze, God ametu place kwa places specific for a specific narrative. Pali nimeangukia ile group yene niko, ile community yene niko. Si by mistake. Hakuna fluke. Uko hapo strategically placed. Na najua ya devil inakaa so strategic. Lakini ya God, AMC, I don't think anyone can battle on that. Ya God ni tofauti. Ya kuku ni mayai. Ya Mungu ni mengi, you guys. So, occupy. Najua na highlight watu hapa katikati. Kuna msi anaweza fanya spoken word kali sana. Siku highlight like ile. Najua unaniangalia. Hizo spoken words zako. Me by the way, bear me witness. Nimesema words zina speak to the atmosphere. Me by the way, hizi mics kidogo zenye niko nazo, tunaweza work pamoja tufanye hizo spoken words zisonge. Na nyinyi muzipush. Vile nimesema ni community project. Sinyamaze. Community project, mnaipush. Kwa sababu vile nilikuwa nasema, music has a way of permeating. Kwanza, guys, sijui, when was the last time you were in a ghetto? And what music is there? Gongo la Buddha, mapangale. Anguka nayo. Jibag na chak. Guys, paka mi by then nikika na mse mwenye anaongea shenge huko, naogopa kwa sababu language iko based on culture. Hiyo culture ikiwa mbaya, inasukuma tu, inaenda. Yeah? So occupy, nitashinda nikiwa repeatia, occupy your sphere of influence. Usipo occupy, wengine wata-occupy. Nao wata-occupy vizuri sana. Na wataifund. Guys, there are movies before this LGBTQ agenda. Kwa word kuna place inasema make disciples to the nations. Na hakuna kitu secular guys are doing better than that. Your narrative inaenda na inasonga. It's moving. Watasema tu ikitu vile nasema kwa lyrics, wataimake so sweet. Alafu watapush artist wao. Guys, kuna artist alisema ati amekuwa gay, na mimi nilikuwa nasikiza ngoma zake hata sijui nianzie wapi. Ni uchungu. Like wanachukuanga msee, wanampolish, wanampaka rangi. Sijui kama I guess maybe not all of us have watched it, but Pimp My Ride, you know. So someone unakuja tu na gari yako basic, unakuja mnaipaint, mnaifanya mpaka mnaitoa inakuwa standard. Na I wish sisi Christians, if you are Christian here by the way, nimesema una escape, utajibu maswali karada bana. Hizi vitu unaona, hizo gaps tunafaa kuwa tuna solve problems. Vile nimesema economics ni kusolve problem. Ukikosa kuisolve inaendelea tu. Na shida ni utaulizwa. Hakuna kitu, back when I was living with my parents, ukienda uchelewe, utaulizwa ulikuwa wapi? Sisi kama bado kuna sisi wenye tunaulizwa hiyo maswali. Utaulizwa ulikuwa wapi? Sa imagine umerudi huko kwa God. Na kitu funny ni to live forever. Hiyo ni kitu funny. To live forever. Hata kesho tu unaweza anguka tu, sijui ulienda. In one of the stories I had recently, my uncle passed on not long ago. And one of the things when I was listening to his story, he's called Dennis. Hey manze, how many of you bana, ukipatikana kwa situation kama hiyo, when I'm sick, utakimbia home? Bana, look at that, that's a blessing. Utakimbia home. Me bana, I don't know about you, but imagine uko na strife, umepigana na your significant other, alafu unafaa urudi kwa hiyo nyumba. Unaimagine utoke Naivasha kwote. Naivasha by the way kuna hospitali. Hakuenda Naivasha hadi afike kwa mlango, angukia kwa mlango, ajua ako in safe hands, ndo anaanguka. Sana apelekwa hosi. Bora yako in family. Mse alini inspire. Niko like, what if today iko hiyo ni situation yangu, na feel tu vibaya, na feel tu sijui aje, alafu nimerudi home, badala mse mwenye anafaa kuni receive home anani lecture, ulifanya hukufanya, ulitenda hukutenda, all that glam, But anyway, in essence too, now I push to occupy your sphere, because you don't know. No one knows the time nor the hour. Utaitwa tu na God, fam, I think your papasi yako huko imeisha, kuja huku hivi, nimekuita. Yeah, so I hope I looked at all the spheres of influence. Na I hope nimekucharge uende occupy sphere yako. Ni very important to occupy. Usipo occupy tunaumia guys. Na kitu funny about governance, wanaweza amua wapitishe law, hakuna kanisa, hakuna kuenda hiyo place yenye unaenda. Kwanza laws, as I said, iko na ability ya kumake a wrong thing ikue right, na hakuna kitu utafanya about it. Laws ziko so significant ku decide hii ni right na hii ni right, na itakuwa hivyo. Yeah? So repeat with me the spheres of influence, guys. Economics. Family. Religion. Media and arts. Entertainment. What have I left out? Education. Kwanza hiyo ni so important. Education, guys. Education. Hey. When the protests were happening, tulisikia historia, kuna certain resources tumekuwa tukiambiwa tuko nayo, like Magadi iko na salt. Wapi bana? What is being mined there is extra. Si salt peke yake, extra minerals nini. Na sasa hiyo education tumekuwa tukiambiwa ni salt inatolewa huko Olkaria, na unasema oh my God. How many of you remember when you were talking about seme kama history, una blame it on poor capital, lack of human labor. Sijui Lack of what? Ebu niambie hizo zile mnasikia kwa kichwa. Competition from language barrier. Lack of poor infrastructure. Hizi ndio vitu mnatumia mkisema siwezi occupy my sphere of influence. Kwanza ile inanibambanga. Similar products. Oh my God. Similar products from similar communities. Hakuna kitu ya similar. Ukioccupy as fingerprint yako ni so specific. Ni wewe tu ndio uko na hiyo fingerprint. Hakuna mtu mwingine ako na hiyo fingerprint. Hakuna. Ndio nasema occupy. Kwanza hiyo education. Mi kwanza naacha tu niombe. Tena nikirudi kwa kanisa nitaanza kulia tena. The history of education. Kuna place lilikuwa na I've done a lot of research guys. Nimekuwa nikiprepare for ages. Hiyo dark season nilikuwa nasema ndio hii shoot. Persia walikuwa na occupy a certain country. I can't remember the name of the country. And because they occupied it, they wanted the things that they do to get to the generations, or to get to, ikwe that country is doing what they're supposed to be doing. Walitaka kucolonize that place. I think nimepata hiyo word. Walitaka kucolonize that place. So what happened is that they couldn't do it to the older guys kwa sababu washaenda. Already wako na perspectives, wako already na decision solid. Then washa decide hivi ndio kuko. Ndio morality na kahivi. So what they did is they looked for the younger generation. Na ndio kitu by the new world order inafanya. Wanaema watoi vibaya sana, unastukia ati mtoi amerudi anakuambia ati alidungwa sijui alipawa sijui job gani. Na hiyo context haukuulizwa. Tulipewa. Na by the way, if you're not careful hapo ndio tutafika. Naambiwa ati mtoto wako alikuja alijua alipigwa job. You know? And anyway, so saying Persia wali occupy your place, wakaona hawezi teach the old guys. Kuna hii saying you can't teach an old dog new tricks. So you look for the young dogs that you can tell, enda hivi, ka hivi, sit like this, you know. And waka frame hiyo vitu wanataka kwa minds ya watoi. Over time, wali affect the next generation definitely. Generation next ilikuwa affected na hiyo. Na ikakuwa norm. Kuna video by there to watch. I don't know if Shiko you remember the videos we were told to watch about India. So guys were going to school, unaenda unakuwa educated. Alafu urudi nyumbani ati umepanda bei. Umepanda bei huko ni ushago, huko watu washago wakaena huko, you know? Yeah, so wakachange your narrative, waka-aim the young kids. And that's what the world is doing. New world order. Hiyo ndo kitu unafanya. Ati sijui, kwanza US, hizo vitu zinaniumiza sana. Ati mtoi ameenda tu akaambiwa ati we ni boy. We ni boy bana. We ni boy. Umechange. Organs zimechangiwa, sijui anakaaje, sijui nini. Sijui sasa yeye ni dem na ni mwanaume, sijui amefanyiwa nini. Body ina fight hiyo kitu yenye amefanya. Body ina fight paka wana dedi ati someone has died of suicide because the body parts are not, you know. Na unajua sahi, the very interesting thing, I don't know, you guys remember coronavirus? Coronavirus ilianza huko Wuhan. Unaanza kusikia corona. Sijui kama hiyo corona ni ukweli ama si ukweli. In my opinion, sidhani kama ni ukweli. Debate for another day. But sitaki kuumiza watu wenye mlipata job, but kweni very careful na hizo stories za jabs. Kwanza hata sijui kwa nini kwa spheres of influence sijaona hapo health. Ama health iko kwa gani? Nani anaweza jua health iko kwa gani? Ati sijui unapatiwa sijui jab ya sijui my jeez. Kama ndio maana nasema ukipeni hizo spheres. Msipo occupy mtadungwa vitu hata mfai kudungwa. Na utaambiwa utoki kama una coronavirus. Utoki sijui kama una jab gani, sijui kuna jab ya malaria. Sijui ukiangalia don't report me on this but usikie isitoke hapa. Anything that is said here remains here. We hapana. It must go outside, it must permeate. But most of those things are jabs, sijui hizo vitu zinaitwa aje? Tuko ni nazita jabs. Vaccinations. Hizi vaccinations ni kama ziko owned by a certain company. Wako na so many what do I call it? Not antigens, like the whole thing of ziko owned na a certain company. Like hiyo word inapotea. Like that certificate of having that thing ni yako, patented. The most patented hizo vitu ziko patented almost na one company. Sitaki kutaja jina juu pengine nita highlightiwa hapa YouTube. Iko owned tu na mse moja. Na anapush na by the way ako hika Nairo. Siji tumsalimie. I hope mnajua mse naongelea. I wish ningekuwa nimeweka jina yake hapa. Na one of the interesting things hii ni kitu tu off the cuff. I hope nimemake your story apache imemake sense. Imemake sense kwenu? Like walikuwa na wanataka watoi wa change to their dynamic. Na the same thing the world is doing. I hope hiyo imekuwa clear. Now nimekuwa tu nikiangalia the spheres. Wacha nijianike. One of my family ako hapa. Pengine atanimulika. But listen. One of the things nimeona, banks ni family tu moja ina run empire. I think mnajua Rothschild. Wanasemanga hata hizi banks, sijui Bank of Kenya, sijui Bank of what, ziko owned by your family. Rothschild. Ukipata time enda utafute the history of Rothschild, finance and how wali capture hiyo industry by causing wars. Alafu hizo wars nyinyi mnafaa kuifund nyinyi as a country, so mnachukua loan, wana build up empire inakuwa bigi, wana divide, wanaenda kwa each states. Na by the Christians tuache mchezo. Hizo ndio vitu tunafaa kwa tunafanya. Mmekuja hapo prayer meeting, mkishamaliza hiyo prayer meeting mna strategize next tutafanya nini. Anyway, that's besides the point. So one of the things about the family I'm from, we have a project and tuli agree tutafanya investment fulani. Na mimi ndio nilikuwa kwanza kukataa. Hiyo ni project gani mnaweka kwa mesa? Shamba. Shamba. I still have reservations by the way. Mkinipata nimeattend mnulize ile investment gani. So tulikuwa tuna combine efforts, tuna generate income, alafu tuna fund, alafu tunaenda tuna buy hiyo kitu tulikuwa tuna buy. So mimi nilikuwa undermanned. By the I'm still mambo ya shamba. I still feel there is more of an exchange of value beyond your shamba. There is so much by there to jafanya. Someone was saying Africa has so many problems. Na hizo problems ni opportunities za solutions. Sasa tukikatua hapa, tumekatua hapa, tunaongea, tukishaongea tunatoka, kila mtu anaenda kwake. Hiyo kitu yenye tumesema hapa unafikiria tu na hiyo story imeisha. Ukifika home, the first thing unafaa kufanya, ujue hiyo fear of influence yako ni gani. By the way, kama unajua fear of influence yako, saa hii, nataka tu uipige, as in uiseme. Does anyone know the fear of influence?
Media.
Mwingine? Tujasikia? Religion. Mwingine sphere yake of influence? Yeah. So like occupy. By the way, nimesema tena kwa hizo words. Hizo words ndio zina set standard ya kumove. So hata kama hujasema like broadly, please remember that words ndio zitaform hiyo kitu unasema. Hakuna kitu ingine yene ita make that thing to move apart from God, definitely. But pia lazima useme. I know this is not biblical, but ninasema God helps those who help themselves. Well, haiko kwa scripture, but pia anything yene alikuwa ametuma mse kufanya, huo mse pia lazima angefanya. Acha nitumie example ka Noah. Noah si aliambiwa atengeneze boat. Akatengeneza boat. By the sijui kama hiyo time kulikuwa na wasi walikuwa na boats. Wanashanga umsi anajenga nini hizi bana. Umsi anajenga nini hizi. Buda kidogo mvua ishaingia. Drip mnaanza kuona news. Hey! Sijui. Sipoil to watu, sijui Kitengela, sijui kumejaa maji hadi wapi. You know? And it's a flood ni bigi, imechukua nini. By the time ujue, aya, umsi alikuwa shasema hii kitu. Umsi alikuwa ameshasema that anatengeneza hii boat ndio wase wakae hapo wakwe saved from your flood. Unaona? So like flood ina come, so wewe kuwa tayari tu. Kuwa ready that your flood ina come. Kuwa ready by kuoccupy your sphere of influence yako. Ndio ukirudi huko usikuwe na stories za jaba ati did you do what I told you to do? Sikufanya sijui hizo vitu zenye tumesema lack of human capital sijui nini. Unasema vitu kama hizo, usistame bana na hizo vitu. Occupy your sphere of influence, kujitoa from all that thing. Now, I'll talk forever, but I hope kuachana hiyo impact that pali huko, please occupy it. Na vile nimesema kwa hiyo Genesis 1:28 inasema multiply, subdue, fill the earth. Hizo dynamics zote, hizo principles zote unaweza tumia kwa life yako. Kufanya kitu unataka kufanya. Yeah. So as I said, hizi vitu zinani. I love these things and I probably do it for life. Hata hakuna probably, nitafanya for life. Nitafanya this thing for life. Kupush agenda that sisi pia tunaweza push agenda. Si ni world order peke yake wanaweza push agenda. Na tukue strategic, kupick something. Pick something. Usikae tu consumer. Kwanza, one of the things about us, me included, media, I don't know about you, but sometimes unajikuta tu Instagram, TikTok, whatever, una consume na wewe hakuna kitu una give back. Sisi kama mnanielewa. Like una consume tu, una consume. Create na as nimesema hii kitu tena tu, it's the same thing. Be fruitful, multiply, fill the earth, subdue it. Subdue inamaanisha kukonka. Konka hiyo place, hiyo kitu unaona uko nayo. Ikonka. Subdue it, feel it. Repetition. Hiyo kitu umefanya. By the mimi, it's not that I'm the best in this thing. I'm not the best speaker. I'm not the best orator. I'm none of those things. Unajua the first thing tunataka, mi bado sijatosha unga. Acha ni take some time, nikitosha unga ndakam. Bana, hapana. As you learn, vile tu nimesema functions of nature ni the same. Seed lazima iwekwe kwa ground, igrow, ifike pali inafaa kufika. Igrow ikue kama mti, whatever. But kabla ifike hivyo, lazima ikuwe invested in. Lazima uinvest in hiyo kitu yenye unafikiria unaweza fanya. Lazima invest in it. Kama unataka kukuwa artist, anza. Imagine I want to thank my cousin Raina for playing the violin. Guys, bana, coffee kwake, man. Imagine at that young age playing the violin so well in front of you guys. See how many, what were you doing at that age, fine? What were you doing, fam? Imagine at that young age kama ana occupy sphere of influence yake. Wewe utasema nini ukienda kuulizwa huko ulifanya nini na hiyo kitu yenye umeambiwa? So that's that. I'll invite back the MC. Nimeshukuru sana for your time. This was just to remind you to occupy your sphere of influence. And by the way, my channel, my YouTube channel, inaitwa The Takeout Podcast.